Have you honestly seen anything crazier in your lifetime than
Oh,
what is?
during these times? I don't think so. I don't think so. You know what? We're so divided for one, and so many people have less faith these days than I think in my lifetime.
There's a lot of demonic stuff happening, brother. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
Jim Brewer.
Jim
Brewer.
Jim Brewer.
Jim Brewer.
Jim Brewer.
Hey, this is Jim Breuer. Rider, yes. Tell the rambler, the gambler, tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Oh boy, we're getting closer to the madness, Mike.
I'm over it, dude. Like what? We got 2 more weeks, 3 more weeks, 2.5 weeks. I'm over
Yeah,
it.
when you know what, I don't know when this one's gonna air, but I'm really curious to see. I don't know what video or what when I get certain messages of and they're only like a handful, and they're pure foam at the mouth, hate your guts messages. Oh my God, it's I hate your guts. You should die. You're the most evil. You're disgusting. The one guy's like, oh, so you moved to Florida to be in the Bible Belt with all your conservative friends, you washed up Paul. Like, what are you? I always wonder if there was no news whatsoever, zero news. I bet you 99.9% of the population would not think the way they think. I really believe that. If there was no news whatsoever, all you would think about is one another and how to take care of your little neighborhood and how to take care of your little family. I'm telling you, news and they use the word politics, but politics is I love Bob Marley's statement. All governments are illegal, and unless your government is paying for like your mail or I don't know, fixing a road. What else is I don't understand. I don't understand its involvement with humanity anymore. I really don't. All they do is fight. All they want is your money. Blah blah. All right, we're starting off 2-1. I got to come back, Mike.
Reel it in, Jim.
I'm not. I'm not gonna lie to you. I the professional wrestling. It's like, okay, Trump's like Hogan. He's definitely Hogan. Kamala's like, I don't even know. It's like a character that doesn't have a suit. Like they haven't figured out their character yet. And it's like, dude, you can't. They're like at an open mic show. They're like at open mic. Next for the professional wrestling. Nope, they picked me. It's so. I'm gonna go full blown. I don't believe anyone's anyone anymore. I think everyone's wearing a mask. I think there's like 3 Trumps. I think why is there certain ties on certain events? You know, there's like a red tie, there's a blue tie, she's got a crazy looking neck. This is the craziest times I've ever seen in my lifetime. It's
And the P. Diddy revelation, all that coming out. Like,
I got to be honest with you. I remember when I was on Saturday Night Live, a good friend told me that P. Diddy was the gay mafia and J-Lo was gay and she was involved in the shooting. And that's right. People forget about that. There was a whole shooting thing and she left in a limo and blah, blah, blah. And I also was told way back when that Magic Johnson was chicken hawking. And what I mean by that was he was with men dressed in boys dressed as a transvestite. And when I first heard that, I thought that was like, I'm like, dude, stop your mouth. Now look at him. There's a lot of questions. His kid is transgender, wears dresses. It's like, is that his? I'm at the point like, is that his kid? And I know it's horrible to say, but I heard these things a long, long time ago, and I really don't think the public can handle this. I don't think they can handle it. And you know what's crazy too is if you and I immediately were arrested for trafficking children and raping children, not only would they have us all over the news every day, they would announce everyone involved. Everyone involved. So who's controlling what doesn't get out there? My God, if you want to, it's just weird, man. This is the devil versus God. I've never, I used to listen and go, oh, these are the end of times. Oh, yeah, okay, we've listened to that forever. Oh, okay, it's the end of time. Right, like a Bugs Bunny come. Yeah, okay, end of time. So that's okay. No, the beast is okay, beast. Whatever. We're watching it right in front of our eyes. It is. It doesn't matter. And speaking of God and the devil, I know they've never heard this intro before because I know what side they're on. Please welcome Mr. Donnie and Johnny VanZant.
Hello, how are you?
How you guys? Is this not the kookiest time in your life? Be honest. You guys, you both have seen from. You've seen everything. You've seen.
Some things we didn't want to see.
Right. You've seen things you didn't want to see. You've rubbed elbows with people you couldn't imagine you rubbed elbows with. You've lived in the worst moments in your life, the best moments in your life. Have you honestly seen anything crazier in your lifetime than what is
during these times? I don't think so. You know what? We're so divided for one, and so many people have less faith these days than I think in my lifetime.
There's a lot of demonic stuff happening, brother. That's all I can tell you.
I know. And I thank God I've kept God in the forefront because
Amen.
I would be in serious. There was a couple times people don't understand. You especially the industry we're in.
Yeah.
That moment comes where they're like, "Do you want to spend some time with so and so?" And you go, yeah. And then so and so like,
you know what? There's been times in my life that I've been around certain people that I've just went, I can feel it, and I'm like, I'm not going to go there, and I think you have to realize that. And I think that stands, for anything and doing our day-to-day life. You can meet people that you kind of just feel that they're not in the same place that you are. And not that you're above them, because none of us is above each other. But hey, I want to be in the right place, And that was one of the reasons why we started making a gospel album, my friend. So, and we wanted to share the word of God.
Well, I'm glad you're doing this because, listen, don't get upset with me.
Uh-huh.
I have Christian music is my wife's loves Christian music, but contemporary. I have.
Well, you need to listen to some VanZants. It's not totally contemporary. It's got lead breaks in it. It rocks.
That's why I was so glad to hear. This is what I'm talking the old Johnny Cash. Daddy sang bass, Mama sung down into the sky. Like that's what I want to hear. I want to hear that.
Yeah, sure.
You put me in a room playing some of that. I can. But oh my God, we need this right now. We need this right now. And what? I mean, we don't need to go into the whole spiel of where you guys been in life. If people can't figure that out, that's on them. I mean, so how did you guys? How did this come about? Because I mean, your lives have twisted and turned. Johnny, I saw you in Florida. At the Hurricane Ian.
Oh yeah. Fort Myers.
Fort Myers. We did that. And that's, I got to be honest with you, Johnny. That's the first time in my life where I realized the power of division and politics. And here we are in Fort Myers, probably the worst hurricane in history, or almost like what North Carolina is going through. Sure. And I remember being on with my agent and I was begging him I'm not big enough, but you got to get some type of thing down here. And thank God Ira Dean reached out and he started reaching all his friends and all that jazz to get everyone together. But my agent was like, oh, so-and-so's on there. I don't know if we can jump on that bill. I'm like, what? Oh, that's a very red, DeSantis. Are you?
Yeah, you know what? It was a great event. And
it was awesome.
I'm getting ready to do another one for all these hurricanes that's hit down here in Florida again, and some people have reached out, so we're going to get involved in that. You know what? It's brother taking care of brother, sister taking care of sister, and coming together as one. In my lifetime, the only time that I've thought that the United States has been united was right after 9/11. And we need to get back to that. People need to forget about it. I was a big Reagan fan, and Tip O'Neill, I believe it was Tip O'Neill, the Speaker of the House.
Yeah.
And, at the time, and those guys used to go out and play golf together. It was Democrat, Republican. Yeah. And they would play a round of golf and probably have a few toddies too, and solve some problems. And maybe we need to make sure that everybody we elect.
Well, it's such a hatred right now.
Yeah.
Back then, like you talking about, these guys, like you said, could get together during the day and go out and have a drink at night and be okay.
And then they would make decisions for all of us. All of us in America.
But you were asking how we started this.
Yes.
This actually was a bucket, one of our bucket lists, man.
Yeah.
It was in our bucket list. It happened to be at the top of the bucket list for us. And we did it during really the pandemic because Johnny and Skinner, I mean, everybody in the music business was home. You couldn't go out and play.
Right.
So that's when we really started. We actually started even a little before that.
Sure.
So,
but it's our dad should have been a preacher. When we were kids, man, he would preach to us, bring out the Bible, and then as we got to be grown-ups, he'd do the same thing. And if you had to use the bathroom, you did not get up. So it was instilled in us many years ago, and we did a couple of country albums, and we were actually leaning towards it on one of those back in 2007, 2006.
Country records.
Yeah, country records. And one of them was called Get Right with the Man. Yeah. So, And but it's something that's been on our heart, and we're still going to be sinners every day. You know, any Christian that tells you they don't sin, they haven't read too much on the Bible. And so, you know, we look over our shoulder every day because the enemy is upon us.
That's
And
right.
and so we're having a great time doing it. We have a saying. What's our saying? If we can reach,
If our whole saying was when we started this, if we could just bring one person to Christ, that it'd be worth the whole project.
yeah.
You
And
know?
we're not here to
And,
say that we're preachers. We're not
no.
preachers by no means. Hey, that Bible's a very hard thing to understand. But you know what? But the Bible's a cool thing, because if you think about this, I've been telling the story lately. If you go to Barnes and Nobles, you buy a good book, you read it, what do? You put it on the shelf because you understood it after you read it. The
Right.
Bible, you have to keep going back to it, you know, and to understand it. And I think our Lord and Father in heaven made it that way, all the scripture, so that we keep going back to it, getting more information. And each time you go to it, you're going to get something else from it. You know, so but we love our Jesus, and we think it's cool to be Jesus. Well, I mean, to be a Jesus lover, should I say? It is cool to be Jesus, but
I don't know if we can do
yeah. But
What?
we're true believers, and I always tell my friends who are non-believers, I say it's okay. You don't have to believe. That's fine. You know, but there is a supreme power, and at the end of your life, you're probably going to say, "Jesus, help me." So you know, that's up to you.
If the plane's going down, someone always reaches out to somebody.
Oh yeah.
If you're thrown off a cliff, you immediately go, "Oh God,
Yep. Oh God. Yeah.
whoever,
Freaking out.
somebody." I know I
Yeah,
said I
that-
never believe, but this time I mean it. I mean it.
But
Do
we
you?
wrote a song. We wrote a song on this record called "It's Up to You,"
Yeah.
and it really is. I mean, we all going to have to make a choice here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But you want to go one way or the other way. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. And believe me, we've danced with that other guy
Oh.
and had our time with him, and he surely wasn't good for us. So we took a different course.
No, I totally understand that, Johnny. So, Donnie, was there? Do you both have what people would call, like a testimonial? Like I've had moments in my life where I knew it was God. No matter what anyone said, no matter what anyone tried to tell me, I knew what it was. I'm like, no, it's God. No, that's just this and that and that. And I also had moments where, you know, my wife is Christian, and she'll say, "Don't give the devil any credit. That wasn't the devil."
That is so right.
That is true. Very true.
I like your wife.
Yes, yes.
She keeps you straight.
But I challenged him a couple times, and I always fail horrendous. It's not just a small trickle. It just the wave gets bigger and bigger, and I go, "Oh my God, I can't. I don't know how to stop it."
But
I
no,
don't know
brother.
if either one of you have a moment where you're like, "That was it for me."
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you one with me, and it was a health problem.
What's that, Donnie?
I had, and if you look this up in any medical book, you can see what the end result is. But I had 5 blood clots on a right lung, and really, I thought I was going to die. I couldn't breathe, and I was in the emergency room, and they took me up into intensive care and all of that, you know. But I truly believed. I mean, when I found out what it was, man, I knew a lot of people were praying for me already. So I'm a firm believer in prayer and healing and all of that, you know,
Yeah.
because really the doctor came in, and I mean, some of these doctors don't have good bedside manners. You know,
No.
he told me, said, "Mr. VanZants, you got 3 things that can happen here." He goes, "You can have a stroke, a heart attack, or you could just die." And I went, well, I don't want to do that right now.
I don't want any of those options.
So I just remember I just had a lot of people praying for me, brother, and I believe that prayer helped me get through that.
Sure. It says in the Bible, where one or more come together, God hears our prayers,
especially when we're praying
together.
together.
But hey, for me personally, man, I've had a lot of them. I have a daughter right now that has a mass on her brain, and it's called a cavernoma. And a few weeks ago, she had numbing of the feet and went into the emergency room. They thought she might have had the C word, and we don't even speak that. And come to find out, it's called a cavernoma. But we've been really on the edge of what to do. It's in a place in her brain that's very difficult to operate. So we've been like, okay, are we going to operate? Are we not going to operate? But we've been saying a lot of prayers. Yesterday, I would say, a coming to Jesus. And we had a call with a specialist that gave us other options than just operating, because if they go in and operate, it could affect her speech, her walk, her everything, And so anyway, he gave us an option of, hey, you know what? Let's try this drug. Let's try this first. I've had great success with it. So, those kind of things happen in people's lives. And yesterday was just an amazing day to have that kind of hope and
but there's hope in our God.
Yeah, there's hope in our God. And like Donnie said, we've had a lot of people praying for us. So I'm sure there's some of them just watching your show and listening, and I want to thank them for that. And
they will
keep praying.
And keep praying.
Yeah, because we're not out of the woods yet. But you know what? She's a great kid, and God is on our side, and we're true believers in God, and He is the best physician out there, and she's going to be okay.
She is going to be okay, and I'll make sure to do that for you as well. And these are the things. What? These are the things where I really pray. Without politics and without government, there's just us people. And you both have been all over the world. I have. And before all this madness really kicked in, it's we all got to find a way, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you just said, Johnny, whether you're a Republican, you're a Democrat, you're a liberal, it doesn't matter.
No.
What matters is that's a human situation and a struggle with your daughter and your family, and of course with her uncle right there, Donnie, and everyone involved. And I just remember I pray through you guys' music of you guys getting together and putting this out. Is it called Always Look Up?
Always Look Up.
That's right.
Always Look Up. November 22nd, Always Look Up. And I've been begging. Matter of fact, there's been I'm all over the place. A clip just dropped of me talking about my wife's music. Thank God the VanZants are bringing a different angle. No offense to any other Christian music. It's all amazing. Love the message. But this is what I really hope humanity does when they realize that without a TV, without government, we really can take care of one another, because we have a heart, we have morals, we have instincts. God made us perfectly to look after one another. And the madness that we're living now, truly, in my opinion, is the beast making their move. And the beast, some of us don't even know we're part of the beast. We don't even know. They've been trained and conditioned. So I'm glad you're walking the walk, and I'm glad you're putting something out there, and I'm glad you're humanizing. We got to humanize. We got to get back to humanizing. When I watched, if your house burns down, no government, no politics, people get together and they help you out.
That's right.
Sure.
You know, I have some friends in North Carolina doing everything they can, and they're like, "Oh, FEMA's in the way, or this is in the way." But even down here in Fort Myers and Sarasota and everywhere, but people go out of their way to help because
Right.
people are good, and hopefully the faith of God will get us through. Not hopefully, it will.
It
We don't
will.
have a
There you
we don't have
go.
a
Amen,
choice.
brother.
We don't have a choice, Donnie. We don't have a choice, Johnny.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to keep you too long. I know you guys got a lot to do. Always look up November 22nd.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you guys have always been in my life without even knowing it. I mean, right from grammar school, not even knowing it. And
You
even when
youngster.
you're not, I'm not, you're not that much older than
What a
me.
baby.
I don't think you're that much older than me. I think you're only like maybe 8 to 10 years.
There
Maybe.
you go.
You don't know me.
Are you guys?
That's
Do you
it.
guys? I read somewhere too where you're not going to be touring though. Are you going to be? Because you are you not? Are you not performing because of physical issues and obviously
I,
family issues?
yeah, brother.
Is-
After being on the road with 38 Special for 40 years, my hearing just started to go really, and I went to a
Ah,
specialist about it, and I have what they call inner nerve damage. And what happens, unless the good Lord heals me, it only gets worse really as age.
right,
So
right.
without hearing aids, I wouldn't even be able to communicate with you right now. So
Hey,
thank God for them.
we never say never, do.
Never,
You know
never
what?
say
I've been talking to him. I said maybe some acoustic stuff. Who
I was
knows?
going to say maybe
acoustic stuff.
Who
a little
knows?
acoustic, a little acoustic.
It'll just be quieter.
It'll be quiet.
Way quieter. Well, thank you guys for coming on, man. I can't wait for everyone to check out November 22nd. Always look up from Donnie and Johnny VanZant.
Thank you for having us, man. Great conversation.
Thank you. You've been a lot of fun,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Bro,
Have us back.
so much love for you. So much love for you guys. You have no clue, and I just can't wait to check it out. I can't wait. I can't
All
wait.
right,
Now I'm
brother.
gonna, as I'm blasting it, I'm gonna look at my wife, going, "Do you hear what they're saying? Do you hear it?
That's
This is what I want to."
There
God
you go.
bless you and your wife.
You as
Thank
well.
you, buddy. God bless.
Have a good one. Hey, man, all the best to your daughter and all of you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
All right.
God bless,
Thank
brother.
you.
Be good.
God
Take care,
God
guys.
bless you, brother.
Of course, Donnie VanZant. I didn't want, I'm not going to get into, dude. I think I hum a Donnie and Johnny VanZant song every day of my life. Every single day, I have or I have a Leonard Skinner thing in my head. And I remember seeing, I don't know, I was in San Francisco or like the Metallica guys, and we were in a studio, and I met, I want to say I met their parents. I could be wrong, and I just remember at that moment, and that was when I was like, just starting to meet a lot of people. At that moment, I knew they were real human beings. Like, this wasn't, hey, we're rock stars. Hey, we're great musicians. Hey, this was family, faith, morals. And I remember that feeling like yesterday, being in that studio. I want to say the lead singer of Blues Traveler was there. It was maybe one of the guys from Alice in Chains. It was I could be wrong, but what I remember most of that entire moment was the Van Zant family. And I mean that with all my heart and soul. And when you come across people where you feel safe, they're coming for, like, this was me. This is how I grew up. Family, morals, one for all for one, a faith. You make decisions through morality and God, and you do the right thing. And I really, on my life, I felt that every time I was in the presence of Johnny VanZant. I think that's the first time I really spoke with Donnie. I can't remember if he was at, and but I got to say, there's not a whole lot of that left in the world, and I hope their album Always Looks Up absolutely touches so many people far and wide, and we need this right now. Whether you're into, I'm not really into the Bible. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I'm not really. You got to start getting back into humanity. And the more you don't watch the news is just an evil front of government. Politics is nothing but professional wrestling. That's all it is. It's professional wrestling. My opponent believes in this. Ah, you suck. You garbage. This opponent, that because they're dead. Anything that makes you that foam at the mouth, violent, angry, you've been demonized. That's called being controlled by the demon. And until you turn it off, and until you start really recognizing people for people and understanding that feeling, like when I met the VanZant family and certain people that come in your lifetime, and you understand they're coming from a good place, a morality place, a good faith place, that is a deep necessity to start getting into, my friends, no matter what your beliefs are, because it truly is coming. It's coming. I've traveled far and wide in the last 2 years, and it baffles my mind how many eyes are like this. Ah! Ah! Staring at a foot. Ah! Ah! Son of a... You don't even, it baffles me. You don't even know it. And yet the circus continues. Step right up to the stadium as we get ready for the Super Bowl. Bring out the demons. Here comes Beyonce sticking out her tongue and doing her soft pornography. And all the young girls, they go, she's my hero. And Satan goes, yes, it's working. Bro, be fearless. Allow a little God in your life. What's the worst thing that can happen? You enjoy ice cream? Like what is the worst thing that can happen if you go, you don't have to be perfect. I got lit up the other. I said I'm never going to drink it down. I don't get drunk. I was at the bar the other day. I was a mess. I was by myself. My wife was gone. Someone drove me home. I'm not perfect, is what I'm saying. All right. None of us are. So let's get over that hump and let's enjoy this Always Look Up album by Johnny and Donnie VanZant. Comes out November 22nd. And thank all of you. You can message me on even the hateful ones. You guys, you can send your hate all you want. There's like 3 or 4 people like, oh, I hate your guy. Why waste your energy doing that? Why don't you waste your energy? And I want everyone, and here's something very important. I want you to think about your struggles, your deep struggles, and you think about what Johnny VanZant shared. That's his daughter. That's his daughter. Everyone has this story. It's in my family. It's happened in my family. It's happening in my family. And you can't, that's a real life struggle. Real life struggles. It's what's going to bring us together. has to bring us together. All right? Safe journeys to all of you, and we'll see you next week on the Breuniverse. Safe journeys. Have a good one.
Take a look around and what do you see? Mark the date down tonight, we'll make it history.
Hey, this is Jim Breuer, and I got my own Patreon page, and hopefully you'll check it out. Live comedy concert streamed once a month. Early access to the Breuniverse podcast every single week, and have bonus footage and bonus segments. I promise you I'm not going to let you down. Go check out my official Jim Breuer Patreon page, and I'll see you there.